Right now, airports across Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia and Nepal are scanning passengers for fever. Concerns are spreading rapidly across social media in Asia. Headlines are screaming about a virus with a death rate of up to 75%. And if you are over 60, your first instinct is probably to worry. I get it. We lived through what happened in 2020. Nobody wants to go through that again. But before the fear takes over, I need you to hear the science. Because what I am about to explain may actually help you sleep better tonight. This content is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider. Here is what is happening. In January 2026, India confirmed 2 cases of Nipah virus in the state of West Bengal. Both patients are healthcare workers in their 20s who developed severe neurological symptoms. The World Health Organization was notified. Contact tracing identified nearly 200 people, all tested negative. No additional cases have been detected. The WHO assessed the global risk as low, but the word Nipah alone is enough to panic people, and for good reason. This virus has a case fatality rate between 40 and 75%, depending on the outbreak. To put that in perspective, the virus that shut the world down in 2020 had a fatality rate under 2%. So yes, Nipah is extraordinarily deadly. But deadly and dangerous to you are 2 very different things. Let me explain why, and here is something worth knowing. For many of you, the biggest health threat right now is not a virus overseas. It is the financial stress of prescriptions, doctor visits, and rising bills. I put together a guide called the Hidden Senior Benefits Code, over 40 programs that can save you thousands every year. Pinned comment or QR code on screen. Now, what makes this virus so unusual? What makes Nipah different from most respiratory viruses is where it goes once it enters your body. Most common viruses attack your lungs or your throat. Nipah goes after your brain. The virus uses a receptor called ephrin B2, which is found throughout your nervous system. Once inside, it travels along your blood and crosses into your central nervous system. The result is acute encephalitis, a rapid swelling of the brain. Patients can go from fever and headache to confusion, disorientation, and coma within days. According to research published in PMC, the high expression of Nipah receptors in the central nervous system is what gives this virus its extreme neurological damage and its high death rate. That sounds terrifying, and medically it is serious. But here is the critical piece most headlines leave out. Nipah is terrible at spreading. In science, we measure how contagious a virus is with something called the R0, the basic reproduction number. It tells you how many people, on average, one infected person will infect. If R0 is above 1, the virus spreads and can become a pandemic. If it is below 1, each outbreak burns itself out. The R0 of the virus behind the 2020 pandemic was estimated between 2.5 and 5.7. Every single infected person was spreading it to multiple others before they even knew they were sick. The R0 of Nipah virus? 0.48, well below 1. That number comes from a CDC study that analyzed every known Nipah outbreak in Bangladesh from 2001 to 2007. Out of 23 separate introductions of the virus into the human population, not a single one produced sustained person-to-person transmission. Here is the biological reason. Nipah kills so quickly and so aggressively that the host often dies before the virus can spread widely. It is a tragic paradox. The very thing that makes it deadly is what limits its reach. Person-to-person transmission requires close, prolonged contact with an infected person's bodily fluids. We're not talking about someone coughing on a plane. We are talking about direct exposure to saliva, blood, or respiratory secretions in a hospital or caregiving setting. In the current outbreak, both confirmed cases were nurses working in the same hospital, likely exposed by an undiagnosed patient. All 196 traced contacts tested negative. The chain stopped. Now, Should you ignore Nipah completely? No. The WHO lists it as a priority pathogen, precisely because there is no approved vaccine and no specific treatment. The University of Oxford is currently conducting Phase 2 vaccine trials in Bangladesh, and researchers are exploring antiviral options. The concern is not what Nipah is today, it is what it could become if it ever mutated to spread more efficiently. That is a legitimate scientific concern, and it is why surveillance matters, but that is a concern for virologists and public health agencies to monitor. It is not a reason for you to lose sleep. So let me give you the clear picture. Nipah is real, it is deadly, it attacks the brain, but it spreads poorly, it has never caused international transmission, and every outbreak in history has been contained. The WHO itself says there is no need for travel or trade restrictions. The honest truth? For most Americans over 60, your everyday health habits, managing blood pressure, staying active, eating well, keeping up with your doctor, those matter infinitely more than a virus with an R0 of 0.48 on the other side of the world. Stay informed. Do not stay afraid. Which part of this surprised you the most? The death rate? The brain attack? Or how poorly it actually spreads? Tell me in the comments. And if this helped calm someone you know who has been worried about the headlines, share it with them. That is the best thing you can do. Subscribe, and I will keep you updated with honest, clear information every week. Take care of yourself.